Hello everyone, welcome back to Durbanites FPL for this Game Week 29 review and Game Week 30 preview. So after a big blank game week, let's start with the table. Things are still close at the top there, 29 points separating the leaders, 28 weeks at the top for the Chiefs, but elsewhere in the table, things are happening. Look at how close those battles are. Third and fourth, just 18 points separating them. Then fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth fighting it out. 31 points between those four spaces there. Look how close those battles are. Anything can happen in the 9 weeks left, depending on how you play your smart chip strategy, I guess. Now let's have a look down again. Looking at the player selections, again a very strange one. No Mo Salah here because of the um, free hits that we played. So Chris Wood being the staple here, 10 out of 12 managers with him. Milos Kerkez coming in, and then Justin Hoyford being the three top selections across all teams for last week. But the differentiators, Anthony Elanga with a fantastic performance, just one manager scoring from him. 16 points is really good for him on the week. Nikola Milenkovic also coming in, three managers scoring from him based on his 11 points, and then Bruno Fernandes coming in, fantastic 17 captain for that week. 33%, so four managers having him in that team. So what did that mean for our teams? We had a few hits there. So myself coming in with 20 plus points in defense, thanks to Jury and Timber mainly, but Mohamed Amin knocking it out of the park with Milenkovic and Saliba combination, plus others giving him 30 points in the back. And have to call out Mobs and Zax doing really well by captaining Bruno Fernandes. 34 points just on that play alone made a big difference in the week standings and helped them both move closer into contention. Just one miss here, missing in action big time. Diddy getting 7 Easter eggs, not managing his team well at all. 7 players blanking in that game week, ended up with a total of 8 points. Quite disappointing for him. What does that mean then in terms of the best possible selection for that week? Looking at the back, really the defenders coming to the fore. Arsenal's defenders, Timber and Saliba, pulling up 9 apiece. Milenkovic coming in with 11 and Robinson with 7. Backed up by Areola, taking the number 1 jersey. In the midfield, aside from Elanga and Fernandes, nothing really to talk about. Mbeumo and Garnacho getting into the team sheet and leaving Gibbs White on the bench. And up front as well, pretty disappointing. Chris Wood blanking on a very critical week as well. But Wissa and Stan Larson coming in quite well. They're 8 and 7 and leaving Raul Jimenez on the bench. So the assistant manager, only one was played, which is Pereira from Wolves, so he makes up the team. And so we get 126 points from this team. 140 if he played the bench boost, not a fantastic one, but a total cost of 97.9. It is unlikely that these teams will remain as we go to game week 30 and the free hits do dissolve. Now, looking at the fixtures coming up ahead, it gets very tight, guys. 9 game weeks left and a few doubles and blanks still to come as well. So as you can see here, we've got game week 30 and game week 31, quite a few teams that have winnable games here. So you have quite a selection to look through. It does get a bit more difficult as it goes through. Now we're waiting for confirmations on game week 33 and game week 34. Game week 34 is already looking like a blank. Only 7 games in that week. So there's another 3 games that are missing. And then you've got game week 33 that could possibly become a big double game week based on Crystal Palace moving far in the FA Cup as well. Chances are that game might get moved away from game week 34 into game week 33. So we'll keep you updated on that as it goes. Of course, game week 32 we know is already a double coming up for Crystal Palace and Newcastle United. So just keep that one in mind when making your selections. Looking at the teams that you would be cautious with, Brentford after a good run now have a tough challenge. Newcastle, Chelsea and Arsenal coming up next, after which Brighton, who've won 4 out of their last 5, then Forest and then Manchester United. And then you're looking at Chelsea also not on form, yet really have dropped off the season. Got some tough games coming up. Everton as well, really hectic. So I know a lot of people looking at Beto here, Mikalenko, Tarkowski. You've got to rethink that strategy unless you have really good faith in them. Fulham and Manchester United, even though Manchester United have been resurgent, these are tough games coming up, and depends how much you rely on Bruno Fernandes and the guys to get you over the line. Now, looking at the back line, Alisson from Liverpool is doubtful, so might be an option here to look at a cheap keeper through Kelleher. But our picks are Pope from Newcastle, Areola from West Ham, Sarr from Wolves, and Kepa from Bournemouth. Looking at the injuries on the defensive side, Trent Alexander-Arnold is out with Liverpool coming back into contention. Of course, we know that he's moving to Real Madrid at the end of the season as well, so not sure how much that plays into it, but he's definitely highly doubtful for this game. And Connor Bradley, who is his natural replacement, is injured as well. Lisandro Martinez is out for Manchester United. Sven Botman and Lewis Hall both out for Newcastle. Stones is out for City, and Mikalenko is doubtful for Everton. That leaves our picks down to Gabriel for Arsenal, Guardiola for Manchester City. Again, the two attacking um, defenders who get a lot of goals here, so that's why we choose them. Kirkias and Huijsen from Bournemouth, both of them doing really well as well, and chances for them to score a lot more in the next 2 weeks. Ait Nouri from Wolves as well, based on the fixtures, but he is having a real trouble with keeping clean sheets. Milenkovic with his goal scoring threat as well, and then Wan-Bissaka from West Ham, who's definitely earned his call up based on some stellar performances recently. Going into the midfield though, here's one strange omission. Cole Palmer is now sitting out because he is doubtful and his form has not been great, guys, so we're not putting him in against Spurs. Bob and Rodri still out for Manchester City. McNeil still doubtful for Everton. Wilson is out for Fulham, and Ahmad still not returning for Manchester United, although indications are that he might be back before the end of the season. Noni Madueke is highly doubtful for Chelsea. Cole Palmer definitely picking up a knock and struggling through that. Anthony Gordon is still suspended, so we'll miss this game for Newcastle this week, which is quite unfortunate. And Morgan Gibbs-White is a doubt after picking up a bit of a knock. But Mo Salah's back, guys, so that's an easy captaincy choice probably against Everton. But he's looking to really come back firing. Then you've got Justin Kluivert from Bournemouth as well. Jared Bowen, who's going to be playing as a striker for West Ham, so a chance for a lot of goals. Gomez and Munetsi from Wolves, considering Cunha is not there as well. Gibbs-White, even though he's doubtful, still a good choice for Forest alongside Elanga. Guess who's back, guys? Starboy is back. Bukayo Saka comes back for Arsenal. He has been back in training. He's been cleared by the medical team to rejoin. How many minutes he gets in his first week back is still to be seen, but apparently he's back to full fitness and ready to go. As an option for you if you're looking for an out-and-out differentiator. Still got Leandro Trossard and Mikel Merino as choices because Arsenal strikers are still injured, and any one of these two guys would sub in for that, especially with Saka coming back into the team. Definitely frees up some options for a makeshift striker. And then you've got Morgan Rogers for Villa. The main reason we're calling him out, guys, is Villa have some double game weeks coming up as well based on their progression in the FA Cup, and there's a chance that you could actually score quite well with Villa players in your team. Looking at the forwards, again, as we've said, Havertz and Gabby Jesus out for Arsenal. Richarlison still out for Spurs. Nicholas Jackson is on his way back for Chelsea, but he's still out currently. Matthias Cunha still suspended, the stupidest of suspensions, but he is definitely out. And Chris Wood has picked up a knock and could be doubtful for the game against Manchester United. And the biggest news, Erling Haaland from Manchester City now has picked up an ankle injury. It's highly doubtful. I'm sure Pep Guardiola is hoping that he will come back, but for now he is out of the squad. So who are your picks? Chris Wood is still out there because of his goal scoring prowess. If he plays, chances are he could get a goal against Manchester United. Alexander Isak is back in play, guys, on form, and Newcastle have some good games ahead of them. So is Ollie Watkins back again after a break on the blank game week. Better ways in there for Everton. Tough games coming ahead, guys, but you do have him. He is on good form. Whether he will keep that going or not is anybody's decision. Evan Nilsson's come back fantastically for Bournemouth, into the team, into the goals already, looking to be a real threat if you're looking to bring in a striker on the back end there. And then you've got Morgan Strand Larsen doing the same thing for Wolves last week, picking up a big tally for those that had any faith in him. And then you've got Jean-Philippe Mateta coming back from his injury, guys. It seems that he is 100% fit to play. Whether, again, he will get 90 minutes is to be seen, but at least a boost for Olivier Glasner's team going into the last weeks of the season. And then you've got Cody Gakpo, again with Liverpool coming back in. Gakpo was out with an injury after a great run of form. Then he had a bit of breaks. Now he's back after the international break. Looks like he's fully fit. Chances are Arne Slot will want to play his top forward in there this season in order to get those goals that will take them towards the title ASAP. Now, with that, there's a couple of things that we need to look at as well in terms of assistant managers. Pereira and Iraola are your best chances for getting some table bonuses as they take on the teams. Also, some good wins, so 10 points for every win, of course, if they can keep some clean sheets in there. So you're looking at one. Olivia Glasner and Crystal Palace, definitely the upset look because they also have some tough games coming up, but a table bonus could come into play. Same for Ruben Amorim, if you believe that Manchester United have turned the corner for this season. He's got the tough games coming up, all at teams higher placed than him, and a chance for you to get some good table bonuses. Eddie House, Newcastle, and Arsenal, Liverpool are the two informed teams, so chances that you can pick up some really solid points going into that in these last few weeks. Don't forget, guys, if you play the assistant manager chip, you are blocked for 3 weeks. The week that you played and the following 2 weeks, you are not allowed to play any other chip. So just keep that in mind, because as the weeks dwindle down, 9 weeks left, including this game week, you might end up in a space where you cannot play a chip when you need it to. So just bear that in mind. Now, looking at the chip strategy as well, a lot of people played the free hit in game week 29, and for a lot of them, it worked really, really well. For those that haven't, there's still some options for you to play it later on in game week 34, so there's a blank coming up there. Looking at game week 30, a chance for you to play your bench boost depending on the team that you have on that. But most likely, people will not play it there, but rather look at doing in game week 31 or 32 the wild card, second wild card, if it's still available, a chance to set up your team for those last 6 weeks, including the blank game weeks and double game weeks that are coming up ahead. Make sure you have the best team set up in order for you to capitalize on those double game weeks. Also bearing in mind that you can still play your triple captain if you haven't throughout those game weeks coming ahead. If you have already played your assistant manager, you're kind of stuck for the next couple of weeks, but that does give you a chance in game week 32 to plan for the next 6 game weeks ahead, making sure you choose the teams that have the most favorable fixtures and, of course, the players that are on form for those last 6 weeks, including, again, the double game week and the blank game week, especially if you've not played your free hit already, a chance for you to quickly jump into that. For those that still have the assistant manager, you can play it anywhere from game week 36 onwards, so a chance to get some last minute bonus points into game week 36, 37, 38. So you can play it later on and you just won't get the third game week as well. It really depends on how you want to go with that one. So looking at that's what we have for this week. Game week, the deadline is at 7:15 this evening, so quite a bit of time, another 6 hours to make those changes. Just make sure that you are on time, because these midweek game week deadlines are quite tricky. So hope this was informed. If you like it, don't forget to drop a like, comment, don't forget to subscribe so you're always aware of new videos that are dropping. But that's all we have for now. Good luck and see you on the next one.